Hello crafty friends and welcome to another background busting video. Today I'm going to take the scraps of background left over from yesterday's diagonal designs video and die cut from them to create some more diagonal designs, because as always there's more than one way to create a card using the same design idea. So first things first, I'm going to find some shapes and things to die cut from these. Right, I have used these dies, little confetti dies. We've got asterisks, balloons, stars of various descriptions and a few flowers here. And I've die cut those bits of backgrounds and put them into kind of colour families. So I've got reds here with a touch of yellow. These are more yellow and orange and maybe a bit of bronze in there. We've got green and aqua. And then I just felt I needed a bit of purple as well. So I found a bit of purple background from my box of backgrounds and bits and die cut from that as well. So let's go on and make some cards. The first thing I did was take my rule of thirds acetate grid and mark 2 points on the sides of the card to form a diagonal. If you want to know more about that, check out the previous video in this series. I then took a piece of masking tape and laid it between the two marks that I'd made to cordon off a triangular area. And I used masking tape just to help me restrain my die cuts to within that area and create a nice strong diagonal line at the edge of that area. To glue my shapes down, I used matte gel medium in a fine tip bottle. I put lots of dots on my card blank and then used my wax nail art pickup tool to pick up the teeny tiny die cuts and place them on those glue dots. I find the easiest way when doing something like this is to start with your largest shapes first, get them spread out nicely, spread out the colours, spread out the shapes, and then when you've got your largest shapes down, you can work your way down through the sizes of your remaining shapes, filling in the gaps with appropriately sized die cuts. I wanted to add a bit of bling to this card, so I dug out some teeny tiny gold foil circles that I'd cut for a previous project, added more matte gel medium dots, and then stuck the gold circles on the dots, and these brought in a nice little bit of bling and filled in any awkward gaps. I then removed the masking tape because I wanted to see what it looked like, and I was happy with that arrangement. And then I trimmed off the overhanging bits of shape using a pair of scissors. I did want to bring in a little bit of something else, maybe a bit of dimension, so I grabbed my mini enamel dots and added some teeny tiny yellow dots amongst all the shapes. And that was the basis of the first card done. For card number 2, I decided to create a diagonal across the whole card, going from the bottom left to the top right. So I used my masking tape again as a guide and put 2 pieces on and then filled in the gap between the 2 pieces. I added gold dots and enamel dots, peeled off the masking tape, chopped off the overhang, and that was card number 2. For card number 3, I did something very similar, but instead of filling in the gap between the masking tape, I filled in the gaps either side of the masking tape to create a diagonal cone of empty space between the 2 busy areas of pattern and colour. I did for this card chop some of the larger shapes in half so that I could have partial shapes butted up against the masking tape. And I find this technique really satisfying. I love filling up areas with tiny shapes and then peeling off the masking tape to reveal those clean edges. Card number 4 I did a little bit differently. I just wanted 2 diagonal lines of shapes going across the card. So I put a piece of masking tape just to act as a visual guide, added a row of glue and then added my shapes in a line. I then did exactly the same thing beneath the masking tape. So there's going to be an empty band of space between the two rows of shapes. Once I removed the masking tape, I added my gold circles, my gold foiled circles, and some enamel dots again. And I do love the energy that these tiny, tiny shapes, the gold foil circles and the enamel dots, the energy that they bring to the card. For card number 5, I added a strip again going from the bottom left to the top right, and I filled in the triangles either side of the masking tape with my shapes, my gold dots and my enamel dots. Okay, so I've used up all of my little bits on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be 6 cards in a minute. So this is the first one with the diagonal down in the corner there. I popped a big bold black celebrate up there. So this is the one where I put masking tape either side and filled up the hole in the middle. Where I cut some of the shapes in half, I can just use this embossing tool to bevel the edge to make it look like it's been die cut along that edge. And this one here is the inverse kind of idea. So instead of filling that diagonal with shapes, I left the diagonal in the middle white and put the shapes on either side and gave it a big bold celebrate again. So I've used the same stamp on all of these cards because I feel like they're celebratory. So you can do the edge beveling, just makes it look a bit neater. For this card, I put a strip of washi tape in the middle and then added a row of everything on that side and a row of everything on that side. So you can just do your diagonals in strips. Again, big celebrate in the middle. And with this one, I put masking tape along the middle and then filled either side. So it's a bit like, where's it gone? It's a bit like this one, but instead of a skew whiff diagonal cone shape, I've got a straight line. And again, we'll bevel the edges of the cut shapes. So once I'd made those 5 cards, I think, I put everything else on here, filled up this, and I'm going to die cut a full panel from this. So there we go. Might be a bit stubborn in places where it's cutting through the shapes as well as the background, but you can just snip it with a pair of scissors. And that's actually kind of flattened everything a little bit, pushed the shapes into the cardstock. You could run it through your die cutting machine between plates without a die and get everything pushed in further. I think I might do that just for experiment. So I'm just going to pop it between these 2 cutting plates and run it through. Yep, so that's flattened it further. I want to do one more experiment, and that is to put the rubber mat underneath it and see if the plate pushes it down any further with a little bit of give behind the panel. Yep, so that's pushed those shapes almost flush with the panel, and you might be able to see how they've embossed the back. So they're definitely pushed down into the paper, which I think is quite a nice effect. So these, they're very proud, which I like, and these very flat, almost flush with the cardstock, but a little bit of texture. So I'm going to add this to a card blank as is. I'm going to take a bit of scrap card and stamp the word celebrate in black. I don't have a die to cut this out. I did think about maybe putting it on a tag or something similar. I'm going to fussy cut it out. To make this look as if it's been die cut rather than cut with scissors, I'll use my embossing tool to bevel the edge again. So I've put some pop dots on the back of that, and I can pop my sentiment wherever I want. I'm thinking about 1/3 of the way down in the middle. I haven't added any enamel dots to this. I'm thinking I'm going to stick with the flat design. Right, there we go, 6 cards made with those bits that were left over from yesterday, plus some gold foil, plus a bit of purple and some mini enamel dots. I hope this video's given you some ideas of things you can do with your backgrounds and bits and your dies, etc. If it has, I'd love it if you let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and ring that notification bell, and I will see you back here very soon for another background busting video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.